It's been over 5 years since my 35M wife Moira, 33F, left me for my best friend Charles, 35M. After Moira officially moved out, communication grinded to a halt. Both Charles and Moira sent me texts the next day apologizing for everything and said they understand I can never forgive them, but begged me to heal and move on. They had the audacity to say that I deserved better. I never blocked them, but they never attempted communication again. All of our friends initially sided with me, but I was a shell of a man. If they asked to hang out, I never would. Once the baby was born, especially since it arrived a month early, most people used that as an excuse to go back to Moira and Charles. Some stayed, but eventually everyone gave up on me. I had changed so much, I could hardly blame them. I worked and went to the gym and cooked. That's it. My physical health has never been better. Doctors compliment me and tell me I could easily live past 100. I hope not. Mentally, I'm still 28 in that panic attack on Charles' floor. I've not been able to move past it. I've seen 3 different therapists, but nothing works. I've tried dating, but it always ends horribly. I've turned into the control freak women fear and complain about online. As soon as a girl commits, I want to know where she is 24/7. I text incessantly, ask her whereabouts. And if she doesn't answer right away, I begin to have a panic attack. After the 3rd instance of a girl breaking up with me for my terrible behavior, I gave up. I decided I'd do one-night stands and keep emotion out of it. That catches you up to the real update that happened over Thanksgiving weekend. My family came up, and my mom demanded I go shopping with her. So we went to the mall, and I picked up presents for the family. As we were leaving one of the shops, honestly it's blurred now which one, my mom and I turned and froze. Blocking our way was a family of 4. Charles holding a kid who had to be 5, and Moira pushing a stroller for a kid who looked to be about 2. I started to turn to run, but my mother grabbed my arm. "Eric, Mrs. Stan," Moira said, confused. Charles had been looking at another store and quickly turned around shocked. "Moira, I see you and Charles have a nice little family," my mom said sweetly but curtly. Moira and Charles kept looking at me with concerned looks, unsure what to do. My mom looked at all of us, but then zeroed in on the older child. She started asking him questions like his name, Scott, how old he was, 5, and when his birthday was October 10th. While my mom asked me questions, Charles and Moira both opened their mouths to talk and then closed them. Moira had a tear run down her cheek, and Charles looked ashamed. While my mom kept pestering the eldest child, and then speaking with Moira, Charles pulled me aside. "Look, I'm so sorry for how everything happened. We both still hurt for what we did to you. I know we don't deserve forgiveness, so I'm not asking, but I just want you to know we still think about you and the hurt we caused." He looked at me, but I kept my head down. I wasn't ready for this, and I didn't want it. "Let me start over, Charles, we need to get going if we're going to make it back." Moira's face still had concern, but it was directed toward Charles, not me anymore. My mom was smiling and looking at their eldest. Moira had pulled him away, so my mom couldn't talk to him. "Sorry, Eric, we have to get back. I'm so sorry for everything." Moira's tears were gone. She was hurrying them out of the mall. I was so confused. My mom is smiling ear to ear. Moira was pulling Charles, and he was looking at me both confused and apologetic. When they walked away, my mom turned to me, still smiling. I wanted to smack her. How could she be smiling after this? But she just looked at me and said, "You saw it, right?" "Saw what?" "That Scott looks exactly like you. If I hadn't seen you in front of me, I would have assumed I had gone back in time. He's yours, Eric. Let's get home. We'll need to find a lawyer quickly." They have a 5-year head start. For the first time in a long time, I had something other than fear, pain, or betrayal in my heart. I had something more positive.